There are always people saying it takes decades to earn several million. But in reality, achieving financial freedom at a young age is far more worth pursuing than becoming a millionaire at the age of 50. As someone who has personally experienced two kinds of lives, I want to tell you, being born into poverty is no excuse. When I excitedly wrote down business owners, Ferraris, mansions, I was doused with cold water. Be realistic, you probably won't get these. At that moment, the dreams of the other students in the classroom seemed to be doused by this bucket of cold water, becoming timid and realistic. But I just don't believe it. If one doesn't even dare to have a dream, how can it possibly come true? Ordinary people can also rewrite their financial destiny in a short period of time. Your parents would say, just find a stable job, and your friends would advise you, don't go through the trouble. The risks are too high. The manager deliberately left the dirtiest and most tiring work to me, and I was physically and mentally exhausted by the end of each day's work. Rather than being slowly boiled to death in warm water, it's better to take the initiative to jump into the challenging deep water area. Of course, taking risks doesn't mean blindly investing in cryptocurrencies. I've seen too many people work overtime until late at night every day, but their wages are pitifully low. The ideal career should be like internet operation, sales, technology, research, and development, etc., where income depends on achievements rather than working hours. Of Sanai, where so someone else. I did odd jobs during the day to make a living and stayed up late at night to study market demands and design product plans. But I didn't squander the profits. Instead, I invested all of them in expanding production and optimizing the process. As my business grew larger and larger, I gradually realized that the key to wealth accumulation lies in making every penny a tool for making money. Whether it was reinvesting in business or later venturing into real estate and stocks, I have always adhered to this principle. In the early stage of my business, there was no startup capital, so I started from a family workshop and made samples with secondhand equipment. Their experience and resources may serve as a springboard to your wealth. When you are no longer bound by the impossible and no longer trapped in your comfort zone, you will find that $1 million in wealth is far from as out of reach as you imagined. Take action now and write your own wealth legend. Without any clients, I would go from toy store to model exhibition to do business. For instance, top salespeople can earn 1 million yuan a year through commissions, while ordinary clerks, even if they work overtime every day, find it hard to see a significant increase in their salary. Even if it fails, the loss won't be significant. Instead, it's about seeking breakthroughs within a controllable range. Just like my choice to start a business, do a side job, or change jobs, research shows that people who frequently change jobs accumulate wealth faster than those who remain loyal to one company for a long time. One late night, I stared at the ceiling of the dilapidated apartment and suddenly realized that staying in this comfort zone was the greatest risk. The next day, I resigned resolutely. This decision seemed impulsive, but in fact it was a crucial turning point on my path to wealth. But the truth is, if you allow these voices to stifle your ambition, you will always linger on the edge of wealth. Those who offer you advice voluntarily, if they haven't achieved financial freedom themselves, how can their experience lead you to success? From a penniless red-haired boy from a working-class family to achieving financial freedom, I didn't rely on luck, but on unconventional thinking and actions. The first shot to shatter the poor man's mindset. Do you still remember in the primary school classroom, the teacher asked us to write down our dream jobs, beloved cars, and houses? Society is like a huge mold, attempting to shape everyone into a law-abiding image. 2. 3 mental weapons for breaking through predicaments. Reject is the standard answer, and be a rebel of thinking. Most people, when confronted with difficult problems, always seek the only solution and give up as soon as they hit a wall. And the way I solve problems is to force myself to list at least 10 solutions. Just like expanding customers in the early stage of starting a business, some people say that small companies can never get big customers. But I tried 12 methods such as cold calling, social media operation, and participating in industry exhibitions. Eventually, I opened up the market with precise customer profiling and customized services. 2. Step out of your comfort zone and turn crises into springboards. When I was an apprentice carpenter at the age of 20, encountered workplace bullying. The greatest asset of young people is the low cost of trial and error. 3. Choose a result-oriented track if you choose the part-time job route. Never fall into the trap of trading time for money. 3. The road to rise from a carpenter apprentice to an entrepreneur. After leaving the woodworking workshop, I turned my attention to the model market. I still remember the first time I got a large order. I was so excited that I couldn't sleep all night. 4. Action Guide for Young People Reshaping Cognition. Spend 30 minutes every day reading business cases and industry analyses instead of the time spent watching short videos to cultivate a rich person's mindset. Take small steps to make mistakes. Start a side business with pocket money, such as reselling secondhand items on Shein or monetizing content on Shohongshu. Expand your network. Participate in industry salons and online communities to meet people who are more outstanding than you. The world is never short of opportunities. What it lacks is the courage to break conventions and the right approach.